everyone. Welcome to the first class of Artist in Training. This is our first summer class, and for those of you who have registered for the class, you will get a notice to pick up your bag with all of your art materials inside, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with them. We're going to make a collage from different kinds of paper, and we're going to make a jungle scene in the style a little bit of Rousseau, who was an artist who did this kind of stuff. And we have all kinds of interesting paper in the bag. There is paper that looks like the outside of an animal, a tiger, a snake. Yeah, pretty cool. And there's pieces of paper from magazines that have gardens all over them and green things and flowers and all that kind of stuff. And we also have some tissue paper of a couple of colors. And you'll find there's also a glue stick in there. And the only other thing you're going to need will be a pencil and a pair of scissors. All right? You're going to get a brown piece of paper for the background. And what I did, I decided on, it'll be a little bit of a surprise, the paper you get for the animal. So whichever one you get, you can make that animal. I made a leopard and I made a giraffe because that's the paper I got. But you can take the paper that you have. I think I'm going to make a snake because I don't have that in my picture. What you do though is draw on the back. Draw on the back so that you can cut it out and the whole thing will have the skin of that animal. So I will take my pencil and I will make something that looks like a snake. Like that. Can't see it on that side, but I can see it on this side. And then what I'm going to do is take it and cut that out. And you can make the animal as big as you'd like or as small. You could make like 2 tigers out of the paper, or lots of snakes, or lots of zebras, or whatever you happen to get in your bag, and cut it out. As I said, if you draw it on the back, you can easily erase if you make a mistake, and cut it out carefully. And let's see what I'm going to get here. I have something that looks like a snake. Yeah, pretty cool. And I'm going to put that aside because I'll need that in a few minutes. What else I'm going to do, and probably should be the first thing I do, is I'm going to take my tissue paper and I'm going to tear it. You can cut it if you want, but tearing is kind of nice because it gives it kind of a funny edge. So it looks a little bit more like the jungle, like your natural surroundings around these animals. So I'm going to tear it up into strips, and I'm going to make a little pile of paper here. It can be all different sizes. It really doesn't matter if it's some of it's big or small or skinny or fat. It adds to the whole picture if it's a little bit different. And then what I'm going to do is take my papers, and if you'll notice, I have the tissue paper in the background. I put that on first. I found it was easier if I did that. And I will take some glue, and I have very little room left on mine, but I'm going to try and get it in here. And I'm going to put it right in there, just like that. So I've added another piece. All right, so there it is. I did a lot of them. I took all my paper and I put lots and lots of pieces. They can go up and down, they can go sideways, whatever way you'd like to do it. It looks like it's in the jungle, you know, all this thick vegetation in a jungle. The next thing I'm going to do, the papers that you get, that they may already have pictures on them, like this has a bunch of flowers, but I don't have to use the flowers. I can just cut shapes out of it that look like bushes or things. So it doesn't necessarily have to be what is on the piece of paper. I'm not looking so much at the picture as I'm looking at a shape. So that looks a little bit like a bush of some type. It happens to have flowers on it, but that's all right. And what I would do is take this and glue it down wherever I feel I want some more. I'm pretty crowded here, so I don't know where I'm going to put it right now, but I might put it there. The last thing I would do is put my animals on so that they look like they're going through there. I can put a little bit of the green over my animals or hide them a little bit, like his legs are hiding behind a big bush here, but they should go on last. It would be easier. So I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to find a good place for my snake to go through the grass here. Right down there. There he is. All right. So you can use as much paper as you would like. I made 3 animals, my giraffe, a leopard, and a snake. If you have paper left over, you can always get some more. If you have some construction paper at home about that size, you can always make 2 of them. But it's a fun way to make a jungle. It looks like it's really deep in vegetation and animals going through it. And as I said, it's a little bit in the style of a famous artist named Rousseau. So when you get your stuff, there is a glue stick in there, get a pencil, get a pair of scissors, and think about the animal, the whatever you got. You have to think, well, you know what this is going to be, right? When I'm ready, it's going to be a tiger. So you take your paper and draw on the back and cut it out and put your animals in your jungle. First create your jungle and then put the animals on top. I hope you have fun with it. It's a great thing to do with leftover magazines before you recycle them and stuff like that, because it makes it really a little bit more interesting. So have fun.